Alright, there we go. Sorry it took me a while. But I'm alive. Whoa, that was a very loud squawk. There you go. Hopefully we should be okay. There we go. Alright, what should we do? Day before reset. Mention that's all done. Yeah, cool.
So many good friends here. I am one.
Oh, I'm all full up already. I had all these flowers. Oh. Stack of those. Bloop. Alright, we'll put those away. That's just a question of where they. Oh, they go. That was easy. Nope. Tap once. Oh, a stack of those. Stack of those. Oh. Alright, chop the dill now. Pretty sure I'm stacked up on those. Ah, let's just put them in for the sake of it. Alright, let's continue what I was doing. Hmm. Start about battle now. I don't know what area I should work on today. If anyone has any suggestions, post in the chat. If you are in chat, it could be no one. So this is one person, but you never know nowadays. In fact, if anyone watches me, it's a shock. Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, didn't do that. Alright, so I just want to do a flower run next. Yep, start again now. We'll get rid of that. Alright, let's start. Hi, Ramona. Uh, lurking and working today. Nice. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I think we've got this one as well. Okay, so I think if you do this, there you go. You've always got that you can do in the future. I'm okay. How are you feeling? I'm doing alright. Tired. Just tired. Gets harder and harder to get out of bed, but my fault for not going on bed on time. Just trying to really figure out what I'm going to do today. But we've got an extra stream later today as well. I had to embed in my stream yesterday, so we're doing an extra stream after work today. Well, after my exercise. So I'll go do my Wednesday routine is do my stream, go to work, do my exercise. Now I normally would do a lesson in video game development, but instead I'm going to be doing the streaming. Do you have a Switch too? A lot of people are playing the Pacopedia. It's a hoarder's paradise. I can't say sadly I have a Switch at all. No, never really been into Nintendo consoles. But yeah, I've heard that too. Let's see if there's any new things now. I'd probably stream it if, because I mean I was big into Pokemon back in the day. I probably would have streamed it if I could, but I don't know whether that's actually allowed nowadays. Nintendo is weird. That's everything. Yeah. Alright, let's try it's in a row. So where did I put his store? I thought I put it here, but maybe I put it in their downtown area, which is here. Oh no, it's there. Ah, I put it there. Play the area a bit. finding a lot of furniture I don't have. Alright, let's go. This is one of the benefits of having all the expansions. I have 4 shops to go to. Where's Scrooge's shop? Did I not move Scrooge's shop yet? Oops. Where did I put Scrooge's shop? Yeah, Scrooge's shop's definitely not there. Where did I put it? I want to get it so bad, but the Switch is about $500. It'll be USA, so it'll be close to 1,000 for me. With no preload games, and then you have to get the game for 70, so it's 670 games for game. Exactly. I'm not going to buy one. Spend all that money for just one console. Oh, I put it in Duckburg. Of course I put it in Duckburg. Yeah, that's fair. It's incredibly fair. I should put that over here because I want Duckburg to be big, so I like Duckburg. Get rid of some of this junk. The problem with Duckburg is there's not a lot of Donald Duck related items or duck related items, so it's quite hard to build out. Green chest there. Yeah, that's one of the buggers about that's why I'm kind of glad they're moving away from a console exclusive. It sucks because it would mean that the consoles are going to be slowly dying off, but it's stuff like that that's really frustrating because I've never had a Switch. I think the last Nintendo console I had was a Wii a while ago. And then I gave that to somebody to borrow, and I never saw it again. Which sucked. In the cells section. Maybe I'll work on Duckburg. There's not much I can do with Duckburg, but I can give it a go. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. I don't know the words, I'm just humming the tune. My soul a mystery, or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo, doo, doo, doo. Something every day is something. DuckTales, woo. I don't know the rest of the words because no one really goes as far. DuckTales, woo. Alright. One last one. Hey, maybe I'll work on Duckburg today.
Sure could take some lessons in kindness from the villagers around here.
What expectations? It's what Tiggers do best.
I'll be interested in what the new building is for Dreamlight Valley that they're teasing. I think, oh, we're getting a new building. I just wish to give us the ability to get rid of buildings. Alright, let's work on Duckburg. That feels like where my heart's going towards today. I miss playing like more Dreamlight Valley and more games. Alright, so let me see here. Now the question is what path, because I want to make it consistent all over Toontown, because this whole place is going to be basically Toontown. With the exceptions of Alice in Wonderland, because this is the Alice in Wonderland themed area, so it makes sense to keep it Alice in Wonderland. Oh, there's a chest there. God damn it. Did I pick it? Oh, I picked up that chest. Alright. Alice in Wonderland, Sleeping Beauty, that's Beanstalk Marshes. And Mount Olympus, that's Hercules. Everything else would be Toontown. Statue Shadows are going to be the city, and that will be the resident area. Probably bleed it into this area here. You know, I wish those chests just always revealed an item you didn't have. It's kind of the same way that the memories did. Would actually make those chests worth getting. Right, is that a... Pretty sure that's not an Alice in Wonderland thing. I never rebuilt this properly when I pulled it apart. I can't remember what I had there, but alright. Anyway, I was rudely distracted. Let's get back to Toontown. I really hope they add in more of the Disney Friends characters. Now let's go keep it consistent. We'll go the ancient path, eh? See, it's like this little thing here is so frustrating. Can't just make it join up. Alright, we'll put that there because that's the downtown area. We've got a lot of space, so we can use big path stuff. Big path stuff? Big paths. Or wide paths, I should say. English bad. What should we use for it's a classic white picket fence. Or should we go classic farm fence? No, we'll just do the white. First NPCs to come in here. A red mailbox. Let's that a little bit. Now, finding Daisy adult stuff is always hard. Even if you type in Daisy, sometimes it doesn't come up with everything. Unless it has Daisy in its name. Which, in this case, does work. She can have a little hangout spot. 2 couches. Daisy's bloomin' wardrobe. It's a nice little place to hide some stuff. It's like a shop. If I could move a shop, I would over to this section, but unfortunately, you can't do that. Just because I need to fill out the area a little bit. I don't even know why I do the paths. They don't follow them anyway. And then if we go to Mickey and Friends, so filter by Mickey and Friends, should give us stuff that we didn't initially see. It's just hard to tell what Daisy is. This feels like a Daisy thing. My purple frame rate, that feels like hers. She's all big on the purple. Ah, there we go. Hair dryer. Get another one of the tables out there. I want it to be a showcase of her stuff, and that's the whole point of these when I do resident stuff. It's really just to showcase the options available. Don't think I really have too much more outside of that. Alright, we'll leave her area there and we'll decorate it with some lights. It seems like hers. Yeah, has gas prices spiked in New Zealand because of the Iran? Yes. It's gone up quite a lot. To a point, like, for the first time in my life, my mum said that she filled up the car a few days ago because she was worried about how high they were going to go. And that's the first time she's ever done that. Which is a little bit of a privileged thing to say, but still, it's pretty bad over here. Things are already pretty expensive. So, give a thanks to your president on that one. And tell him to stop if you can. If you have that direct line to him, could you just ask him to pull his head in a little bit? Because they're really not helping us. And we get a lot of things shipped here as well. So it slows down everything. Alright, and we'll foliage it up. That's not huge. The trees make a hell of a difference, man. I think one of the best qualities about this game is just a simple thing like that can really just make the zone feel so much better. I'm very concerned about what's going on here. We've been concerned about you guys for a while. And the only bugger about our situation is we can't actually change it. We just have to watch it. So if you guys can stop, being crazy, that would be really helpful for us. I think I really like the book thing. Just put a little... I have to get rid of that obstruction. Or is this a water feature? Oh yeah, it's a water feature, never mind. Yeah, so you guys can knock it off, alright? Knock it off. There you go. Alright. Daisy's area is complete. And it is 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna go get coffee. Coffee? Hey, I put this thing here. Oh, it's a slow trap. It doesn't get rid of them entirely. Well, that's what we want. We want to get rid of them entirely. I don't want a slow trap. Cool. Hey, Belly World? Hello, Belly World. Doing a belly raid. Thank you. I'm actually just about to go get a coffee. Because I've got ADHD and I need to stick to my routine, so... Thanks for the raid, but I'm just quickly going to go get a coffee. And then come back. Actually, no. Before we do that, we'll do my batteries. Switch over to my robotic batteries. We'll switch over to multicam. There we go. For those that don't know, while I do this, my heart runs off a machine called an LVAD. And so every day at this time, I switch over to my battery so I can actually move around, because while I sleep, I'm plugged into the wall. So when I just wake up, I stream for an hour, and then I switch over to my batteries. Hello, apologies. It's alright, buddy. You had no idea. But you should go off and relax. I know how it is after a stream. Yeah. But yeah, I'm on the heart transplant list, so my heart runs off this machine. And it wasn't anything I did, which is oddly what people think. But it's just a genetic condition that they didn't know about until it's too late. A few people think I've done this to myself like it was drugs or something, but I'm not cool enough to take enough drugs. Yes, we're ready before I have a meeting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't remember. I blame the medication. Even though it's got nothing to do with medication. I'm just forgetful. Do you know what the new Dreamlight Valley building is that they've been teasing? This one's always the hard one. It's just the angle of it. A museum? It could be a museum. But I do remember your story of being a heart transplant. That's maybe I tell it too much. Tell a story too much. I think it's a school of some sort. But what would it teach in game that would help? I mean, it's got Olaf's face on it. Some people think it's an April Fool's thing. Which makes sense because April is like in a week. But I don't think it is. I think everyone's asked for a new building for a while. And it's about time. But I don't know what the school could teach unless they introduce like a brand new feature, which is a very odd thing to do outside of an expansion. I'm not sure. But I don't have any explanation for the graduation cap on the door. Yeah. It's an April Fool's, and I think it's cruel of them. They've done it before, and I think that's what everyone is bringing up. But I think we're overdue for a building. The building looks legit. It looks very similar to Scrooge's. It's about time we got another one. But I can't think, because I mean, every building that we have at the moment has a purpose, right? You've got Daisy's, which is for that multiplayer costume element. You got Scrooge's, obviously, and you got the restaurants. Every building has its purpose. It's just a question of what. There isn't any learning ability. You don't learn skills, right, in this game. So I'm trying to think what. I mean, it could be a leveling thing. You do level yourself and you level your characters. So it could be a way of leveling your characters without needing to take them with you. But I mean, leveling is not exactly hard. Let's be honest. It's not exactly a hard thing to do. So the other one, it could be they're adding in the score, but they're also increasing the level cap of the characters. That would make sense because they'd be like, well, we don't. It's a bit of a dick move. People don't have time to level every single character that they have to another 10 levels. How about we give the option you can assign characters to a particular school and they can learn a level after a period of time. I just made that up, so I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to go get a coffee, take my meds, so I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And if anyone stays around, I do appreciate it. But if you don't, Belle, you go rest up. But if anyone doesn't stick around, hope you have a terrific life. Alright, till next time. Be back in a sec. Alright, I'm back.
I'm sure the books here are nothing but pictures.
Alright, so what's the next step here of my makeshift Duckburg? I've got Daisy's joint done. NPCs are already sitting on stuff, which is exactly what I wanted. So the only way to really get them to interact with stuff is just put a lot of seating down. Got Donald running over there. Many there. Let's just make sure we've got everyone that we want. We're only going to use Toontown characters and Alice, Hercules, and Sleeping Beauty. That's the rule set. Mainly because those three have got zones specifically designed for them. So we'll just keep it that way. Alright, so... It was interesting in the recent survey that they did for Dreamlight Valley that they asked the question of whether people wanted them to revisit zones and keep working on expansion pack zones. And I really hope a lot of people said yes on that question and they go back to it, because I don't really like the idea of once the zone is done, they just kind of brush their hands of it and they never revisit it again. Because it feels like such a waste, but also there's so much more that could be added and changed on with it. Especially Attorney Isle. Attorney Isle's got a lot of like corners and weird nooks that I really wish they would change so you can build a little bit better on them. And add in the fact that all our builds, we can't really show off as much as we want because people can't visit them. Can't visit Attorney Isle, can't visit Storybook Vale, can't visit Wind Blossom Ranch. So you can design the most brilliant, beautiful design, but your mates can't come around and check it out. And I think that's kind of disappointing, really. Alright, there's something I need, actually. I have to remember what was the device to stop these snippets from appearing. It's not a lure. This is one of those annoying things. That when you've got something in your head and you're like, alright, I want the specific thing. But because the search function is so repellent, that's what I want. Repellent. So I want a theme one. Alright, we'll go build it. Yeah, when you got something specific in your head of like, I want this thing, the search function is so rough that you can't really rely on it to find it. Put it here. It's like more of a, you have to, I mean the Dreamlight Valley wiki is really good. And it's a very good resource to solve that problem. God damn this chair, man. Yeah, it's a really good resource to use to solve that problem. But it's still a problem that shouldn't really need to be solved, if that makes sense. They should already have that built in. So this is going to be my downtown Duckburg area. It's not going to have a lot of stuff in it, at least for now, until they give the ability to be able to move like Daisy's shop and that kind of stuff. But it's a start. Everything has to start. Alright, well, yeah, got everything. Cool. Alright, so we want the repellent, that's what we want. See, again, in the crafting you can't even search for stuff. It's just those little things that really bother me about this game. I bet you I also had a repellent. Repel. Oh, yeah, I already had one. Of course I did. Alright, well, we'll put one there. I'll put one here. Multiple step repellents are in the button area. Multiple step repellents placed in the same area. Only the strongest number will remain active. Okay. Alright, so if I get rid of that one. Alright, that works. That is weird. Because these machines, the item machines, the vacuums, that only vacuums up this area, and that only vacuums up this area, but the repellent covers both areas. That is odd. Alright, well, if the repellent covers both areas, I'll put it here. Oh, damn. Bother grinding anything. Alright. Gotta be lazy, Dave. No, time to be lazy. What do I want to sacrifice? I'll go for the blues. How much story about magic 12? You got 1,000. There we go. Now, it does take a little while to go away, but we'll eventually. Did I actually finish everything here? Oh, I didn't finish off feeding the owls. There's an owl there, but I don't have food on me. Alright. Actually, let's just make sure the repellent works. So how about we go back to the valley. Or grab some food. I shall grab a couple, just in case. Now, I haven't actually checked the news today, but is there anything crazy happening outside of the normal crazy that I knew about before I went to sleep. The only thing about the New Zealand time zone is craziest things tends to happen when we're asleep. Alright, Arana's saying that they will fight until complete victory. So that's got to end well. I thought Trump said it was over. Oh god, that hurt. Saudi urges Trump to continue. God damn it, guys. Every day is something new. Yeah, it's always something. Let me see here. What's another fun story? Ghosted, rejected, and depressing. 13 months unemployed, 60 job applications, not one interview. But that's a cheerful story. So basically the news is depressed. Desperate and irrational father likely drove himself and stepson off Southland Cliff. Yay! AI is taking most of our jobs now. I think they're taking the jobs. They're just not doing a very good job, and then they're losing. The company who's doing it is losing money, and it's causing phantom code and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, that was the initial plan, but I think it's backfiring on all those who are committed to it. So yeah, overall depressing, and doesn't seem like anything is cheerful's going on. But hey, that's life for you. Alright, so there's no snippets here. And hopefully, oh, there's the owl. Let's feed the owl. Like, what we're noticing and all the reporting that's coming out is that it's proven that AI is not saving companies money, as they're spending more money to fix the problems, even with customer service and all that stuff. So I've got a feeling that the tide is going to be turning on that very, very soon, because all that catches up with you. And it's not just heard, we've seen it as well at work. We've seen a few in the testing that we have tried with AI. It's caused more problems than it's solved. Because we're in a particular environment, we can't just do whatever. We have to test everything, so we can't have any errors, because it's very, very bad if we have errors. So they have to test things quite rigorously, and it's not working. I was working in insurance handling claims, and the insurance regulators would not allow AI to evaluate claims. Insurance is, I think, it's pretty safe. Yeah, insurance is. It depends on the insurance company that you're in, because insurance is a good idea and concept, right? You pay a little extra money to protect something that's really expensive, so if anything bad happens, does it outside of your control, you're covered. The problem with insurance is that it's become more predatory rather than beneficial. And so AI is very good at being more of the predatory side of evaluations rather than the other side. So it's probably good to keep AI well away from it. But I can see CEOs pushing, hey, let's just add in this because we save X amount of money. You may save X amount of money, but people aren't gonna buy your product. And I think we're seeing that with movies, we're seeing that with video games, we're seeing that so much stuff. It's because people are realizing it's not good. The AI isn't good, but all these CEOs, like even the Nvidia, not Nvidia, what's his the graphics card manufacturer, Nvidia. Is it Nvidia? Whatever. The one with the V in it that's weird. And these guys, like, AI is not slop. It's like, yeah, it is. It is. It's like, no one likes it. Stop doing it. How about we don't do it? I mean, I would love for them to use AI for something that will be more beneficial, such as maybe putting it into a particular algorithm that works out how to make a mechanical heart work without rejection, and then I can get a heart. I mean, that's what AI should be used for. Instead, we got funny pictures of like a cat eating a pizza. I'd rather have a mechanical heart than a cat eating a pizza. And they can do all the calculations as well. That means that all the rigorous testing or human testing you have to do for years and years could be cut in half by just getting the algorithm right. So it kind of sucks that, you know, we're not using AI for what we probably should be using it for. And hopefully we eventually will. I think it's been very much like the internet, of like, this new technology has come along, everyone's really, really excited, but not using it in the appropriate ways. And eventually the bubble bursts and people end up using it in the appropriate way. Because the internet never went away. There was an internet bubble and it burst because everyone put all this money into the internet thinking it was going to be XYZ. And it wasn't XYZ, it was ended up just being Q. And then once everyone got used to how Q was, they made the money off it. I think AI is going to be the same thing. We just have to get to Q. But no one wants to get to Q and admit that Q is what we're going to land at. They should invest money into mechanical hearts. That's what I'm saying. Alright, well, I'm trying to find the other owl, because there's normally 2 owls. Because according to this, I only need 5 of them. Let me double check companions. Where are you? I've got the brown one, and I could do the white one later today. Brown one should be up here. Where is the brown owl? I definitely need to make a spreadsheet. Because I failed last time, and I really wanted to make my video of Dreamlight Valley, because I wanted to make one every year, and I failed at the last year, but I really want to design every single zone and make a video on it. Where is this? Did I just see it? No. Where is this brown owl? It's being a jerk and hiding from me. I really wish this book started walking around. It would have been cool. Like it was just another character. Okay, I can't find the brown owl. That's frustrating me. What if it's... What was that? No, it's just a bit... Alright. Alright, this should be where all the Pegasi are, should be. So let's just make sure they're all there. That seems like a Christmas Pegasi. Or maybe it's this way. It's the only area I haven't already checked. No, not seeing him at all. Where the hell is he? I'll put all the owls here. Because I forgot all of them got delisted when I leveled them all up. I'm going to put them all back. Alright, I'm going to take one last look, then just scrap at the idea. Oh, there it is. There you go. Oh yeah, we'll put the dragons here. That's a pyro. Is that a pyro one? I got a lot of dragons. And you kind of don't want to pin it against the wall, because you want a 360 kind of view on it. But you want them to be able to walk 360, so it just means they walk around more. To get pinned to a wall, that just shortens the amount of space they can walk in. I don't remember the pirate one. I think that's all. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna have to check this out. Hold up. It's the witching owl. That makes sense. Alright, so let's go back to our original plan, and that was to make Donald's area. He has a little bit of a extra bit. Mainly because we've got the extra room and we might as well use it all. I'll get rid of that. I'll probably flesh it out with trees and stuff, so... Don't really have a lot for Donald, but... something. Box there. Start with just typing in Donald. See what happens. Ups if I spell it right. Alright, don't really have a lot, but it's a start. And then we got this Stitch Donald sign, which feels like something to put up. And then we got those, so one, yeah, one here. Actually, I'll probably closer to his door. We'll put it on something. Unfortunately, that's all the Donald stuff that's under his name, but you can't really filter it to specifically for Donald. But you can kind of figure out what's Donald stuff in there. So he's going to have a little seating area too. It's going to be over here. Yeah, one of this Art Deco kind of stuff. That rug is going to annoy me, so I'm going to put that. Oh, I'll go below that side. Yeah, really, Donald doesn't have a lot of stuff, does he? There is that. There is like that, which I kind of want to use there. I might just go to Scrooge's store and try and figure out what else we can use here. Doesn't really have a lot of stuff. We could check an outhouse. Yeah, I'm struggling for it. Most of it's Mickey Mouse stuff. I know there is a chair like that you can get, so I want to get that. But outside of that, you really don't have anything. Yeah, let's go to Scrooge's. That's open.
Hello.
Alright. I do like that boat. The boat's pretty good, but that's a Mickey Mouse thing. Actually, let's just get another one of these. We'll put it in the water anywhere around here. I think at least that will help flesh it out. So we'll get a bunch of these. Get a bunch of these too. Oh, I remember this. Yeah. It's a decorative steamboat. Problem Donald was never part of that steamboat thing. Now, I'll probably flesh out Duckburg with just standard Mickey and Friends stuff. And seating and all that. Try and draw all the NPCs in a little bit. Mainly where's the bench? It's Pluto's thing. There's a particular bench that looks very Disney-like. Where is it, Dave? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Here it is. What's it called? Red bench. Just a red bench. Because that looks very Disney because it's just that shapes in it. Alright, we'll use that. Got heaps of it anyway. Cool. Alright. Not much, but at least it will drag in the NPCs a little bit. Donald needs more stuff. So does Goofy. Goofy's area is going to be very, very dry, just because there's like nothing really Goofy-esque, which is a bit disappointing, but they give them a lot of dream stars, but they never give them like actual stuff, you know. Everything over slightly. To go on my rant, what I was talking about, like, I think it was you say on Monday. I just remembered that the bordered pass here is a feature they only added after the fact. And again, it kind of goes into the whole, like, there's so many little things that they could just improve on, that it just takes them so long to implement into the game. And the problem is, it's a good game. It's not terrible, but for what it's trying to achieve, it's good as a whole when you combine everything the Disney is and all that. But when you break it down of particular features, is this feature good? Pretty much the best mark you can give them is, it's okay. Like the design feature, it's alright, it's rough. Because there's so many simple, quick wins they could implement into the game, which they haven't. Is having characters and companions good. That's alright. I mean, they only got 10 levels, and you pretty much don't use them ever again after you've kind of leveled them, unless you're doing one specific task. And they kind of just walk around and they don't really interact with you a lot. Or do a lot with what you built as well. It's like, well, are the quests alright? Yeah, I guess they're alright. I mean, you can't replay any of them, and the only dailies you have kind of gets a bit exhausting after a while. But, you know, it's a good story, but I don't really remember the story, because I can't really go back and replay it. So there's all these little kind of things you're just like, alright. So overall the game is good, but it's just not quite as good as we probably all want it to be. And they're definitely improving. I think that's one of the reasons why I keep playing this game, is because I love to see the game evolve and change and it becomes something that it wasn't originally planned to be. And I think that's a really cool thing to watch. But then it reaches a point you're just like, well, is that going to be enough in the long run? Because you don't want to be playing a game which only implements new content. It doesn't refine the content that's already there. And I think that's what this game struggles with. It doesn't refine anything that it implements. It implements it and goes, cool, done. Now, there's a few things that goes back and changes, like so Dream Snaps, they've done quite a lot of work with that. Whether that's actually good or bad, that's kind of up to the debate of the beholder. And I think they've refined that in terms of they made it less appealing, which is a bit of a bugger. And I mean that in the sense of they made the prizes less, which is probably a bad move, considering that most people can't afford a lot of the stuff on the premium shop. And so the best way of promoting the game and hopefully get more people to buy Moonstones is to get people to keep playing the game. And you do that with good features and good reasons to keep playing the game, such as earning Moonstones without needing to pay cash. Now, I do like the Dream Teams event. Not event, sorry, feature. I think that's a really good start. It definitely feels like a start, and sadly I haven't seen anything above that. Oh, Stracker's logged in again yesterday. Met Stracker. And Spy logged in too, last live. Oh, about an hour or two ago. Oh. Spy didn't come and say hi. I think it's a really good start, and I hope they add more features to it. And that could be what the new building is about. And the new building that they've implemented could tie in a lot of that Dream Team stuff. And I really hope they do. It just takes them so long to do it. And by the time they implement it, the excitement of a new feature has kind of gone away. Alright, let's start adding stuff. What can we add here? Bookshelf. Alright. Now this will hopefully flesh out the resident area to make it feel like a resident area. But the one thing I have always said, and I will continue to say it, is that the work they've done with the foliage, like the trees and all that, is definitely good. Definitely good. You can make a zone go from something looking pretty bland, which it was kind of looking a bit bland just before I started doing this, to looking really stunning. And they definitely have done a good job with the trees and all that stuff, which, you know, I can't take anything away from them in that sense. They definitely deserves the credit on that one. See, I haven't got a lot for Donald, and this is the frustrating bit. But it's something. Now, is there anything else I can kind of place to... So we can go for rocks, eh? Ooh, there's a big one. Actually, let's go... That. No, not that one. What I want, this one. Ooh, that's cool. Takes up a lot of space too. There you go. Maybe a little bit that way. Switch it around. There we go. I'm about to sneeze. Hold up. There we go. We're going to play a little bit longer just because I started a bit late. But those who do care, I will be playing a Discounty later today, as requested. Once a week I play a game. I do an extra stream, and I always put it out for suggestions. And my mod yesterday, it was here, Yasmin, suggested Discounty, so we're going to be playing Discounty. Which sounds like just, it's Dreamlight Valley, but in a shop. So we'll find out how that goes. Alright, well what we'll also do on this side... Oh, we've got this boat. We'll get rid of that. Oh. There we go. We'll go Mickey's boat, eh? Just to add a little bit of colour to it, eh? So I think it's a good little resident area, right? For Duckburg. It does feel a little bit empty there. Let's see if there's anything I can add. Right, underbrush. Got some autumn leaves and stuff you can put down, but I feel like too much. one of the good things about this game is that it does make me feel like I can actually design something. Which is a load of crap. It's just the how the game is built. But I don't know. I'm proud of it. It feels like something needs to be here, and I don't know what. Alright, let's try foliage. Is there anything here that kind of fits that? So if it's the last time, bear me alone. Rosy bed now. I mean, the other option is I can make hedges like that. But I don't know. For Duckburg, it feels like a wooden fence is better. Let's try art. Is there anything in art that kind of fits it? And again, this is one of those issues with put the fountain random here. With Donald Duck and making a Duckburg, there isn't really a lot of duck featured buildings and things, so it's very limiting finding something that would fit. And the issue is the search function is not that great, so you can't just type in duck. Actually, let's try it. Let's type in duck. What does it come up with? We'll go all. I've got Scrooge McDuck's sign, so I guess we could pop that there. We've got Clan McDuck banner. Guess that makes sense. I mean, technically Donald would be part of that clan, right? I mean, he's not a McDuck, but he's Donald Duck. What is Donald? I'll put him there. Alright, now I'm going to have to look it up now. Donald Duck family tree. Just trying to find the family tree. Alright, how's this? Try and hide it. Here we go. The fandom one, so there's going to be some ads that pop up, so I do apologize. And there you go. So this is the duck family tree. So let's look at a picture. So Donald Duck is here. Right, we'll try and zoom in. There you go. Donald Duck is here. Huey, Dewey, Louie's there. So where's Scrooge McDuck? Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scrooge is here. Wait, which way does it go? It goes up. It goes up. So this is the top. It's a weird way to do the tree. So Huey, Dewey, and Louie's there. You got Della Duck here. Donald Duck, because they're brother and sister. So there's Uncle Scrooge there. So Clan McDuck here. Ah, okay. So it's from. So he's technically part of the McDuck clan. It's just his mother. Like, I'm a Mackenzie. So my last name is Heads, but my mum's side is Mackenzie. And that's why I've got the stag on my arm. The stag is a Mackenzie stag. So my mum's a Mackenzie. They married my dad, who's a Heads. So Donald would technically be a McDuck, just from the old school way of taking the last name of the taking the first name, last name of the male. So yeah, I would say he's part of that. Friends of the family, Daisy Duck, April, May, June. I do like this. I think those are like her nieces or something like that. Okay, all right. That's enough about that. So yeah, I would say he's part of the McDuck. So we'll give him a banner. There we go. So we'll flesh it out with a little bit of fountain there. But there's not really anything else we can do. Maybe a little bit of underbrush. See if there's anything else we can do here. No, just chuck some leaves down. Not a lot, but hey, that's good enough. We can come back and add more things later on if we wanted to. Maybe some here. I know I've just said that's enough, but stupid Dave brain just has to always poke your head and do it again. Just poke. It just feels like it's lacking a little bit. Alright, how about that? There we go. At least the residence of Duckburg is done. We've got Daisy's joint here. We've got plenty of seating. They're all at home at the moment, which is a bit of an annoying thing. They're not really walking around. It's going to be one of those areas that don't really have a lot of things going on for them. I think we'll put that here. Just because there's not really a lot of Mickey and Friends things. And, I mean, once the Hercules characters come in, so we'll probably get Meg and Hercules, so we'll have another two characters walking around. And we've got Oswald as well. Oswald's walking around, but I think once all the areas are fleshed out, once they've got seating, which is something actually I forgot to do, we want to put some red seating down. Oh, yeah, red benches. Part of a good government is good seating. There you go. Maybe a little bit too much, but there you go. That hopefully should encourage the NPCs to come by. Sometimes I kind of wish they would just like visit people's houses. Like you see a character kind of like walk, like maybe the AI. I say AI as in the character AI. It identifies there's a path there. It will follow the path. So it identifies the home, right? And then identifies the path, and it walks along the path until it gets to the home, and it does a little knock 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 animation, and then disappears, and it goes inside the house and spends some time in there. So you like that guy. So maybe follow the path a bit more, and so this as he goes across it. But yeah, he sits on. There we go. That's what we want. It's like that's what you want, to be able to observe them and just watch them like this. I know it's creepy watching characters like this, but you get what I mean. Like you build a village, and you wanted that Sims element of just being able to just watch them and see what they do. And it'd be cool to be able to like maybe focus cam, that you can push a button. Maybe your character just does an idle thing of it, just randomly walks around. But you can just kind of have a follow cam on a character and just watch what they do. Because the problem is if you go to, like, I love that animation. That's cool. Oswald's one of the unique ones that do that. Yay, I like that. See, that's cool. I like that. But the problem is if you go too close, he waves at you, right? And he ruins it. Yeah, unless you stay very still. It's like you're like a dino. It's like they're like dinosaurs. But it's stuff like that I love. I love that kind of animation. I love building something and watching the characters interact with it. The problem is everything you're seeing right now, he's only interacted with the seat. Now he's probably going to go sit on one of those seats over there, hopefully, which was the plan. There we go. So that's the one thing that you can do. If you want your NPCs to walk through your builds, seating is so important, because it's the only one they really get drawn to. And I love that kind of stuff. It feels like it's that stuff I wish they expand a little bit more on. And I've mentioned this many times before, is that I wish they had timed events. So like at local time, it's 8 AM for me right now. So let's say 8 AM every day, Moana and Maui and Vanellope meet up and they have a race around Dreamlight Valley or whatever zone they're in. So if it's here, if the bind and both characters are assigned to that particular area, at 8 AM they randomly meet in the bind, maybe start in this little divot right under here. They meet here, Vanellope gets in her little car, and Maui just gets ready to race, and then they just do a bit of a race. The map. They just go maybe around here, like that. And maybe the one Maui always wins, or maybe Vanellope wins, but that kind of stuff, it would be cool to watch, you know? And that will make the village feel alive, feel like it's actually got, you know, a purpose. It's those little things that I think this game misses. That little extra spice that makes it stand out a little bit. So it's things that people tell their mates that, oh, in this game this happens. Like in The Sims, like everyone jokes about what their sim did, like the classic of like removing the ladder and watching a sim squirm and eventually die. I mean, that wasn't something that they probably intended so many people to be psychopathic and do, but it's a story that we all know, right? That play those types of games. And I think this game misses that kind of stuff. No one ever says, like, I was just chilling out and I saw them do this really unique thing. Other than the Oswald thing, that's something, you know, I've heard people talk about, and people are like, oh, really? And then they discover it later on in their own games. Dave, you're late for work. I started late again, so I'm staying on for another 15 minutes. I'm late for work, but I make it up at the other end. And hello, Yasmin. And I'm sorry for missing yesterday on Discount here, but I'm definitely be doing it today. I've already made the image, so I'm going to have to do it. And I already bought the game. You can tell on me if you want. Luckily, I have a job that as long as I get all the boxes ticked, and as long as I work the appropriate amount of hours, I can start a little bit later if I need. It just means I have to make it up at the other end. So it's not a huge deal. You better. I know, I'm sorry. Life kicked in a little bit. I'm actually rather enjoying the design work that I'm doing at the moment. I don't know why. I guess I just haven't done a lot of it for a while. Make it a 3er. There we go. I think it's just one of those things I kind of just go through phases. I already bought the discounty, so I kind of have to play it, Yasmin. So don't you worry. All right, well, let's replace that with something that's more thematic. Nothing really screams Duckburg, does it? We'll make this little nook over here of all the important buildings. It'd be interesting what the update. I think the update doesn't come out next week. It comes out in like 2 weeks' time or something. It's coming out soon for the game. There. What else can we do here? A lot of dead space. A lot of empty space. Mickey and Friends again. We try and only stick to using Mickey and Friends. We got Scrooge's first aid, so we'll put a lot of Scrooge's stuff around here. I wish Scrooge had an actual home. I think a lot of people have mentioned that too. I do wish you could do a Scrooge kind of option that it would just show you everything Scrooge related. It's just not a lot, is there? Because this is a bit of a town centre for them all. Probably made this a bit of a seating area. So, I mean, looking at all, right? And you know what I'm not seeing? Scrooge's chest there, which is a bit odd. You're thinking it will be under Mickey and Friends, right? So let's reset it and then go to Scrooge. Scrooge? There you go. There you go. And even Scrooge's store sign wasn't there as well. A bit silly. I'll put the McDuck sign. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the McDuck sign. Yeah. Duck. It's just the tags they need to get right like that. For some reason wasn't coming under Mickey and Friends, which you'd think it would, right? So if we put the banners up here, down a little bit, and it's the most Scroogey I can get. I'm interested to see how long this game's got in terms of development legs. I do get the sense that they might be winding things up, but that's just a feeling rather than anything too factual, other than the fact they're not really focusing on developing features. But they recently did a survey. Yeah, I mean, I thought they were winding things up, and then they recently did a survey about the future of Dreamlight Valley, and the questions in there felt like more about we're planning things, like we're just mapping what people want out, rather than wrapping things up. I think the problem is the recent content that they've released and the recent patches they've released haven't given any indication of working on existing features, and whenever that happens, it kind of feels like. And a good example is the High Guard situation. With High Guard, it came out, and they had already developed a lot of content for it. But the game flopped. So what they did is with the patches, they just released what they were already working on and just got it out the door and then wound up the game. And so I think the reason why people are saying that is because right now all they're releasing is new stuff, right? The most recent expansion they did once they released it, they weren't going to release any more ongoing content drops for it. The recent Lady and the Tramp expansion kind of just added Lady and Tramp, and that was about it. Time for work. I know, geez, you really want me to go? Alright. Fine, I'll finish this later. Alright, we'll go there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next with it. I don't know where I want that there, though. Maybe I'll put that there. Yeah, I better go, because Yasmin really wants me to go. So, we'll go. Alright, so thanks for popping along. Thanks, Ramona. Hope you have fun at work. Thanks, Yasmin. We'll be playing Dinkum tomorrow, so if anyone wants to come along and play Dinkum with me, you're more than welcome to. Most of the time it's just me and Yasmin, but anyone is welcome to join in, and it's always a lot of fun. I'll be playing Discounty later today, and just to make time zones a little bit easier, it will be in about 10 hours time. So if you wanna log that in, I'm hopefully gonna be playing for 4 hours, so it'll be a long playthrough. And yeah, I'll be playing Dinkum tomorrow, and I'm actually considering doing a spontaneous Dreamlight Valley stream, because I'm into the design thing at the moment. It's making me a little bit happy, and I've been struggling with that recently. So we'll see how it goes. Because I kind of like the design I made here. I kind of like the Duckburg kind of section here. Doesn't really feel very Duckburg, but it is themed that way. But anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Ramona. Thanks, Yasmin. And thank you, Bella World, for the raid earlier today as well. And thanks anyone from Bella's area fan base or stream that did stick around to watch my dumb face. And I'll be back on this time tomorrow. Well, 2 hours earlier this time tomorrow.